2017 Victory Cross Country Tour. Polaris Industries has its hands full these days with two companies, Victory and Indian, under its umbrella in direct competition with American heavyweight Harley-Davidson. Victory is starting to make a name for itself as the American performance company with its progressive styling and large, powerful V-twin engines. The 2017 Cross Country (CC) and Cross Country Tour, the Cross Country 8 Ball wasn't carried forward to 2017, take a stab at grabbing the attention of U.S. buyers with the baggage capacity and wind protection we expect and looks similar to what we are accustomed to. Let's face it, baggers and tour bikes look different here than anywhere else in the world, 'cause the lower 48 is big with long, straight roads that span for miles and miles, unlike some European countries and island nations where one must do laps to get a long-distance ride in. Let's look at what Victory is doing to compete in this long-legged market with the CC and CC Tour. The CC Tour is one of two fully dressed models available from Victory right now, and it certainly carries a more conventional look than its counterpart, the Vision. In fact, except for a few slight variations and an S-like swoop, the CC Tour looks very much like certain products from another U.S.-based company. That's not a criticism, just an observation, and it shows that Victory hasn't completely taken the bit in their teeth to run off on its own tangent. A full fairing with wings to extend the protection to your hands mounts a full windshield, and lower leg guard fairings on the crash bars complete the windbreak. The upper lines follow the graceful curve of the tank. Can't believe I just said that. They must be wearing me down to a deep scoop seat that cradles the butt. Hard bags complete with chrome guards flash out the rear end under the pillion pad, and a padded backrest on the touring trunk finishes off the look. The CC Non-Tour is the stereotypical boulevard bruiser with a chopped-down screen and slick rear end. Full footboards support both rider and passenger on the Tour, but the stripped CC runs a set of fold-up pegs for the passenger. As far as finish goes, the Tour carries the requisite amount of chrome one expects on such a ride, but the blackout treatment on the CC gives it a custom look with a definite dark side. It's a shame the lackluster paint color choices kinda dampen the look. Hey, that's my opinion and I'm entitled to it. The CC and CC Tour are relatively heavy bikes with wet weights of 768 pounds and 844 pounds respectively, and the chassis comes set up to handle it. An all-steel, double-down-tube double cradle frame sports a rectangular backbone for strength and torsional rigidity. In addition to being heavy enough to provide a stable and comfortable ride, the steering head comes set for 29 degrees of rake and 5.6 inches of trail for solid straight-line tracking. Naturally this makes the CC siblings less than eager in the corners, but it makes up for it with low-fatigue riding on the interstate. Seat height on both models measures out at only 26.3 inches tall, which is about the lowest one can reasonably expect on a production bike this size, and puts even vertically challenged riders plenty close to the ground for strong footwork. Good thing too, 'cause bikes this heavy can require some strong leg intervention when things start to get sideways at a light or in the parking lot. Suspension is solid, if relatively simple. Inverted front forks provide 5.1 inches of travel and come with guards that protect the swept area of the fork tubes, but lack any sort of adjustability at all. With so many third-party, adjustable suspension components available today, I seriously have to question why anyone would run vanilla forks anymore. The monoshock that supports the rear on 4.7 inches of travel is a little better since it's an air shock that allows for a broad range of ride adjustment. It's not quite the same thing as a fully adjustable shock, but it's better than nothing. Dunlop Elite 3 hoops cap the 16-inch rear and 18-inch front cast alloy rims. The components in the brake system reflect the great mass they have to control with a 300mm disc and 4-pot caliper in back and 2 more of each on the front wheel. ABS protection allows you to use those powerful brakes with confidence, but it doesn't look like it's switchable, so you are stuck with them whether you like it or not. Victory uses its Freedom 106/6 V-twin to power the CC siblings, and there can be no doubt that the massive lump with its black cases and covers highlighted with polished cooling fin edges is meant to be the star of the show. The 101mm bore and 108mm stroke gives us a marginally under-square format and a 1737cc, 106 cubic inch, total displacement. Oh yeah, as well as gobs of torque. At 106 pound-feet of torque, this mill is one of the most powerful production V-twins available today, and it pushes the CC range right on up into the power cruiser/tourer category. Dual, 45mm throttle bodies sport electronic fuel injection to meet emissions and maximize power, but the engine gets nothing else in the way of gadgetry, which is just fine with me. Keep it simple, right? A gear-type primary drive feeds power through the multi-plate wet clutch, and the 6-speed overdrive transmission sends power to the rear wheel via a carbon belt drive. For me, the icing on the cake was the fact that the Freedom is an air-cooled mill, and although it sports a bit of a chin fairing that obscures the frame, the front end is still cleaner than it would be with a radiator hanging off it. MSRP on the 2017 Cross Country is $19,499 for gloss black and $19,999 for a color choice. Honestly, the colors are so lame. Black is the best option anyway. I mean, Commande Suede Nuclear Sunset Orange? Really? Someone in Victory's paint department needs a good talking to. The cross-country tour is understandably more. Gloss black will set you back $21,999, gloss fire blue goes for $22,499, and the two-tone turbo silver and black is $500 more at $22,999. Victory serves as the progressive motorcycle manufacturing arm for Polaris Industries, and its products are clearly built with an eye on Harley's market share. That being the case, and considering the looks of the CC, I decided it would be entirely appropriate to line it up against the bike it's so clearly targeting, the Street Glide from Harley-Davidson. Once you get past the swoopy curves and angular front fairing of the CC, you realize that these two rides are very similar. Like brothers from another mother, they both fit well within the Boulevard Bruiser mold, with a chopped-down windshield on a full front fairing and hard bags on an otherwise clean rear end that leaves the touring trunk on the shelf. I've never been a fan of the NES influence associated with Victory's products, but I realize that some of you are, and that is the only thing to choose between the two visually. Well, unless you count the available colors, but Harley is the king of paint and leaves Victory with more than a little to be desired, if you hadn't guessed my opinion on that by now. Suspension and brakes are more or less a wash, but while Victory's ABS is part of the standard equipment package, Harley's is optional, so at least you have a choice in the matter. Both rides get vanilla forks up front and air shocks in back, so neither gains an advantage there. The Freedom 106 has a few inches on the twin cam 103, and a few pounds of grunt as well. At 106 pound-feet, it outpulls the Harley with its 104.7 pounds of grunt, but just barely. Again, not a lot to choose between the two. If anything, Victory gets its biggest win at the checkout with its $19,499 sticker, a bit cheaper than the Vivid Black Street Glide at $20,899 and much cheaper than the hard candy option that bumps that on up to $23,899. It's not a lot of difference, and probably not enough to drag anyone across the fence. It's hands down, though, that I'll take Amber Whiskey over Suede Nuclear Sunset Orange any day, and it would be worth it to me to spend the extra cash to go Harley.